Hello, good afternoon. I am Chief Gene,
I am Wine One Dan Mims.
and we are the African Festival. The reason we're here is to inform the community about what we do, what the Coast Guard does.
Yes, we're out here providing the opportunity to all young men and women of diversity to come into the Coast Guard and have the opportunity to have a good, stable career, a lot of adventure, a lot of educational benefits. And so there's a lot of benefits out here and a lot of opportunities, and we want you to come out here and be a part of our great service.
One of the things we notice is that a lot of African American and especially this community don't know much about the Coast Guard, and we here to inform, not not to only recruit, but let you know that we're part of your community, we're participating, we're informing, and we're basically here for you.
Yes, there are many people out today that have never seen the Coast Guard before, so hopefully with our presence today, you will come and talk to us and visit us on our website right here at gocoastguard.com.
The Navy, Air Force, Army, Army, Marines, they are part of DOD. We are part of Homeland Security. So most likely during a hurricane, during any national disasters, the Coast Guard will be here to help you, and we will be the one to call that will answer the call right away because that's our primary job.
Yes, anytime there's a ship in distress out on the waters of the Atlantic or the Pacific or the Gulf or the rivers, the Coast Guard is there to answer the call. We do a lot of drug interdictions, so we keep the drugs off the street of America. And we have a lot of pollution response and ice-breaking operations. And we also have opportunities on land as well.
Typical job. Okay, you see all the buoys in the water coming into the harbor, Boston Harbor. The Coast Guard is responsible to maintain all those buoys at the harbor. And that's not the Boston Harbor, it's all the harbors around the nation. We're responsible to drug interdiction, marine safety.
ACE navigation, ICE operations, any of those type things. The day in the life of the Coast Guard is very vast. We have 19 different jobs in the Coast Guard. So one might be tending to the buoys and the boats of the Coast Guard. Another might be a health service technician who's the nurses in the Coast Guard taking our blood or giving us immunizations. Or they could be a yeoman who's doing human resources, paying personnel, counseling Coast Guard members on their travel arrangements. Or you could be an electronics mate chief in the Coast Guard dealing with all the electronical equipment in the Coast Guard. So it's not just the same thing for each person in the Coast Guard, but we wear this uniform with pride.
Right now, we start recruiting at 17, so 17 to 32 for active duty, and all the way up to 40 for reserve, Coast Guard Reserve. So there is opportunity for a very big section of the community.
Yes, part of that you have to do two things in order to get in as well. You have to pass the ASVAB, which is the Armed Service Vocational Aptitude Battery. For the Coast Guard, you have to have at least a minimum score of a 36, and then you have to pass a full MEPS, Military Insurance Processing Exam Station, physical exam. It's a thorough exam. So good, clean health, good to go.
The misconception that confuse us for the Navy. We are not the Navy. The Navy is part of Department of Defense. We are part of Department of Homeland Security.
And also, as you had mentioned, you had thought we were the National Guard. We are not the National Guard. We are the Coast Guard.
Okay. So we got the coast of the United States. We respond to emergencies, hurricane, natural disasters, and a lot of other things we do. But we stay within the continental U.S. and we do have other missions, but mainly it's taking care of our people.
Yes, sir. So currently right now, to the best of my knowledge, we are accepting green cards and we're accepting naturalization certificates and, of course, U.S. citizens. That's the best of my knowledge right now. And one special note about the green card, it has to have at least 4 years on it to last the first initial enlistment of joining the Coast Guard.
That's correct. As policy, green cards that covers 4 years of enlistment, natural born American, and U.S. naturalized citizen. That's it. Uh, the main benefit of joining the Coast Guard is that you are serving as military. You get military veteran designation, and also you have full health care coverage, benefits, 401k, and what else do you get?
We have educational benefits like tuition assistance. We also have the post 9/11 GI Bill. And personally, for myself, I knew that I would have the financial stability to take care of my family and my children. And from ever since joining the Coast Guard, my wife and my children have always been taken care of. We are part of the 5 armed services. At any time, we could be called to go to war. But right now, we are in peacetime. Even though there's conflicts around the world, the Coast Guard is here within the United States only in our territories. God forbid, if World War III ever were to happen, the Coast Guard would fall under the responsibility of the Navy, and we would attend to those duties.